Architect Mervin Go is a faculty member of UST College of Architecture, and he is an e-learning specialist of our university. And he is going to talk about the macro aspect of technology. No, kanina nawala siya. Maybe he could share some reasons why. No, and his topic is the role of technology in this new normal. May we call on Architect Mervin Go?
Yes, sir. Good afternoon, Sir Joey.
Ayun, finally, sir. Clear
There
na
we go.
tayo. Clear na ang signal.
Yes.
Okay. So,
My signal is better.
yes.
Yeah.
All right. Very good. Very good. So, I'll turn you over to Architect Mervin Go.
Okay, so firstly, I'd like to apologize for the technical problem I've encountered an hour ago. So hopefully this time we can finish this without getting offline. Okay, so I'll be talking about the role of technology in the new normal. Well, as I've said, I've encountered technical difficulties an hour ago. So to answer that question, so the role of technology today is definitely going to be a vital aspect on how successful this new normal would be. So, okay. So, again, sorry and good afternoon. Tanghali na po. Hopefully, nakakain na po kayo. You had your lunch already at inaantok na kayo ngayon. So, I promise to make this short. So, we will finish this probably before 1 p.m. so you can take your nap or your siesta. So, okay. Again, next slide, please. Okay, so I am Architect Go. So I've been a assistant professor in the University of Santo Tomas for quite a while, and I've been the e-learning specialist, resident e-learning specialist of the college for 3 years now. So moving on. Okay, so lahat naman tayo, last March, we've been surprised, no? We're taken aback by the sudden closure of our schools. Hindi tayo handa na all of a sudden we'll be shifting to online learning. So even I've been practicing e-learning for quite a while, medyo nabigla din, nagulat din because the activities that I've designed, I've lined up for my students are not for a total closure of the school. So yung mga ginagawa lang natin, normally, if there's a sudden cancellation of classes, ito yung dapat gagawin nila, etc., etc. But not for the whole term. So some schools terminated their terms, and sa amin, tinuloy. That is why, actually, this is our finals week. No? So ngayon lang natapos yung aming term. So tuloy. So for 2 months, we've been doing online learning for quite a while for our students. So we do not know kailan magbubukas uli ang mga eskwelahan. So many people are saying until a vaccine is found, we cannot open our schools. It's too risky for our students and for our teachers. Yung mga magulang, yung iba nag-iisip, baka patigilin ko muna yung mga anak ko. Let them ride out the crisis for a while. Let's see. Tapos tingnan na, pwedeng 1 taon daw. So, we do not know. So, uncertain. So, until further notice, sabi nga. So, because of that, we have to adapt. We have to make changes to our system, the way we teach and deliver our content, our lessons to our students. Okay, moving on. Okay, so yan, sabi nga natin, there are changes ahead. So one of that major change is to shift to another type of modality or platform. Kasi we cannot face our students face-to-face na. So how do we do that? How do we deliver our lessons? Okay, so medyo mahirap sa atin. So umpisa, because we're trying to learn a new skill. a new system, a new program, and other skills, hard skills, soft skills that we need just to make it through the semester and the next semesters. So until, sabi nga nila, a vaccine is found. So again, tuloy natin. Iyan, okay, the new normal. Sabi ni Jackie Chan, ano ba yung new normal? Okay, kanina, architect Chona Ponce has explained to us what the new normal would be for the education sector. So sinabi niya na, these are their strategies, ito yung gagawin nila, this will be the new normal for us. And similarly, in almost all universities and schools, that would be the new normal. So ngayon, ang tanong, paano natin to lalagpasan? Paano natin to dadaanan? So lalagpasan. So medyo tricky, road ahead is very bumpy, so medyo, pero kaya natin ito lagpasan. Next. Next slide. Oops. Am I still online? Ayun. Okay, so I'm still online. Kala ko nawala na naman ako. Okay, so this, when you ask someone, when you ask them, what comes into your mind, top of mind, when you talk about the new normal in education? So ito yung madalas natin marinig. They would say, online, digital, internet, you have to have a computer, a laptop, so you have to learn a lot of apps. So ito yung unang pumapasok sa isip ng tao when we talk about the new normal in education. Next. Okay, yan. Okay. So, ano ba talaga yung new normal? So, according to some regulators, sabi dito, babasahin ko na lang po, sabi po ng isang DepEd Undersecretary, si Annalyn Sevilla, sabi niya, what was considered as minority before may become the new normal, sabi niya. Before, there was a small percentage of learners who subscribed to online learning. So, ang sinasabi niya, yung minority before was online learning or homeschooling compared to formal schooling. But with the current situation, this may be reversed. No? Baka mas marami na daw ang mag-opt for an online learning scheme rather than a face-to-face scheme. Kasi there are schools who offer options to parents. No? Ano ba gusto niyo? Do you want your students to have a fully online course? Or do you want your students to have a combination, a hybrid of that? So there are days, parang sinabi ni Ma'am Chona kanina, parang meron silang ganun. There are days that you have to go to school and there are days that you have to stay at home and study online. So meron ganun. So pwedeng paghaluin. Sabi naman ni Chairman De Vera ng CHED, sabi niya, flexible learning should not be limited to online classes or activities. So among other activities that he suggested are take-home exercises and education packets. Kasi we recognize the fact that not all students and teachers have the capability to do online classes and learning. Katulad nangyari sa akin kanina, yung internet, putol-putol, choppy. It's not really reliable. There are times na maganda yung signal mo, mayroong times na mabagal. Kaya yung synchronous classes, para sa akin, in my opinion, doesn't really work for lecture classes or delivering your lecture. Kasi nga, may yung estudyante, hindi makakonect eh. May teacher, hindi makakonect. So, kawawa naman. So, we're not giving equal opportunity to our students. Kapag we push for a synchronous class. Yung synchronous class, maganda po yan. Sa akin, in my opinion, for consultations and some follow-up or feedbacks where you need to talk to your student personally. No? Yun yung magandang pwedeng synchronous na meeting. Okay? Okay, so next, ngayon naman tanong naman natin, anong sabi ng mga teachers? Okay, so next slide. Okay, nasa next slide natin. Isa pa sir, meron pa yata. Up, one more, up. Up. Yan. Sabi ng mga teachers, ito yung mga sabi, no? Mga personal sentiments nila. For example, for Francis Toscano, sabi niya, in the end, it seems like the new normal is about online learning. After taking everything into consideration, so sabi niya, the most sensible thing to do now today is online learning and having the digital platforms and tools to support and enable learning. Sabi naman na isa pang educator, the new normal for education requires us to unlearn what we have always known. Yung classroom instruction, rows of desks, heavy bags, mass lectures, public exams, and parent-teacher communication. So sabi nila medyo kalimutan na muna natin yun. And let's try to focus our energies into something new. Hindi naman to, believe me, it's not hard. Hindi siya mahirap gawin. Mahirap lang sa simula. But once you get the hang of it, parang gano'n na din. Parang nagtuturo ka lang din sa classroom. Ganun lang. Then, it will come very natural to you. Okay, next. Okay, so ano ba itong what are these technologies that we are talking about? Ano ba ang role niya talaga? So the role of technology is it's a tool. It's an enabler. It's a servant. No? We are the masters. Technology is our servant. So importante na tandaan natin yon. It's not the silver bullet that will solve the problem of education today or how we deliver our classes. It will still depend on the teacher. So largely, yung success nitong mga mangyayari in the few months or years, nasa teacher pa rin, hindi po sa technology. But with technology, it can help us, can empower us to do what is right and what is efficient, effective for our students. Sunod, tingnan natin. Next. Pasensya na kung medyo nagmamadali ako kasi medyo gutom na rin po ako, launa na pala. Okay, so ito yung three major technology systems that we are looking at. Una-una yung network. Yun. Kanina lang, di ba? Hindi ako makakonect sa internet. Putol-putol. So when we talk about network, this is our internet infrastructure network. You have your cell phone signals, 3G signals, pwede yung TV, pwede yung radio, and even yung nagdi-deliver, ano tawag no? Lalamove, couriers, no? They can be considered as our networks, no, to deliver our content. Kasi pag wala ito, hindi natin ma-deliver yung content na gusto nating ibigay sa ating mga estudyante. Pangalawa, so we need a network, a reliable one. So unfortunately for me, I have no other choice but to, kasi walang ibang nag-o-offer ng internet connection dito sa amin. Okay, number 2, hardware. So when we talk about hardware, these are your computers, your laptops, your cell phone, your tablets. So, and additional pa ngayon, kailangan natin for teaching. I have colleagues who started ordering or buying microphones, noise cancelling microphones, headphones, HD cameras, may iba pa nga, may ring light pang binibili, para maganda sila pag nag-online sila. So when they face their students, maganda pa rin sila, hindi sila mukhang haggard. So we have to invest on that also. Ang balita nga ngayon sa Quezon City, sa Gilmore, computers are selling like hotcakes. Mabentang-mabenta ang mga computers. And there are groups now who are soliciting, no, asking yung mga good-hearted citizens if they have spare computers, laptops, if you want to donate it to them, they will refurbish and they will donate it to public schools. Kung meron po kayong mga ganon, maganda po. Gawin po din po natin. And then finally, so ito yung enabler, no? Yung software. So it's important that we know how to use the software. In fact, sa smartphone natin, ang daming software, hindi po ba? When you open your app drawer, there are a lot of apps in there. Pero ang question, do you know how to use all of them? Ilan ba ginagamit natin doon? Pero baka konting-konti lang. Now, ngayon, kailangan natin, in the new normal, we need to know what this software does. No? Ano bang ginagawa nito? Ano makukuha ko dito? Ano maitutulong nito sa akin? So, ako ngayon, so I will share to you some of the softwares, no, that you may use, no, as a tool for you to deliver your classes. Ano yung pwede nating ipalit do sa ating physical environment before? For example, yung classroom natin, diba, pwede natin gamitin as a virtual classroom, saan ba tayo magle-lecture, paano ba tayo magbibigay ng exam, at paano natin kausapin estudyante natin. So ito, the list is for educators or teachers, no? What softwares you can use. Hindi kasi namin sa mga estudyante. Yung mga estudyante, bahala na sila doon. Problema na nila yun. You don't need to worry about your students when it comes to technology. Remember that these students are born with technology. These are digital natives. It is us who should adjust. No? Kailangan sumabay tayo sa kanila. Nakakahiya kasi na sasabihin nila yung teacher ko, hindi kasi marunong gumamit ng ganito, hindi marunong gumamit ng ganyan. In fact, they have made that as a parang dahilan nila yan, ano? Parang justification for the cancellation of the of classes. So, sinasabi nila, yung teacher namin, hindi pwede online learning kasi teacher namin hindi marunong mag-online. So, ginamit pa nilang dahilan niya. Parang sinabi nila, yung teacher namin hindi marunong gumamit ng whiteboard marker. Kaya wag na tayo magklase. So, mali yun. So, do not give your students a reason for not doing this. Okay, so let's start with the list. Una, ano bang pwede natin gamitin? Number 1, you can use these apps to communicate and correspond with your students. So, ngayon, dahil hindi tayo nagkikita-kita, hindi tayo nagkakausap-usap, you need to communicate with your students. What are the apps that you can use? Alam ko, paborito natin, Facebook Messenger. Very reliable. Sabi nga kanina ni Ma'am Chona, if you load, no, yung cellphone load mo, yung FB Messenger is an add-on. No? You don't need to load an extra load for data for FB lang, for FB Messenger lang. Okay, ganun din yung ibang chat or messaging apps. They come bundled with your Facebook or cellphone load. For example, WhatsApp and Snapchat. Ito yung mga paboritong platform na ginagamit ng mga estudyante when they talk to their friends and connect with their friends. So, total, magiging friends na rin nila tayo. So, gamitin na rin natin yan. Okay, or, ganito naman, kung ayaw mo naman yung mayat-maya, kinukulit ka ng mga estudyante mo. You don't want to be bothered in the middle of the night, no? Asking something na kaya naman nilang sagutin, no? With their common sense. Pero laging may ganun. No? So, you may opt for emails. Okay? Siguro naman, meron kayong Gmail. So in this day and age, no, almost everyone has a Gmail address. Or kung hindi ayaw mo pa rin mag-Gmail, solid ka sa Yahoo, andiyan pa yung email mo sa Yahoo na katulad sa akin, halimbawa, vin365@yahoo.com. So, nandyan pa. Kung nandyan pa yan, pwede nyo rin gamitin. But it's better if you shift na. No? Kasi parang nababawasan, nauubos na yung gumagamit ng Yahoo. Okay, so you may correspond. You can send your instructions to your students via email. Next. Okay, since wala tayong classroom, so we can create a virtual classroom where we can meet our students. Sabi ko nga, ang akin lang, hindi ko ina-advise that you use your virtual classrooms as a lecture platform. Kasi ang gulo. So, imagine 40 students all at once. Palagay nyo na 40. Yung 5 hindi naka 45. Yung 5 hindi naka-connect. Lahat yan nagsasalita, no? Hindi nagpapatay, hindi nag-mute ng audio. So, may tumitilaok na manok, may tumatawal na aso. So, magulo. No? But you can do virtual meetings via a virtual classroom. So, some apps available are, number 1, Google Meet. Yung sikat ngayon, yung Zoom. No? Ang daming gumagamit ng Zoom. And yung sikat dati, yung Skype. Nandiyan pa naman yung Skype, pwede pa rin gamitin. Pero ang sikat ngayon yung Zoom. Parang nakalimutan na yung Skype. Pero for me, I personally use Google Meet. Okay, so next. Lecture halls. Yun, sabi ko kanina, I suggest you do not use a virtual classroom when you want to deliver a lecture. So I suggest that you do it, either you record your lecture and post it online, or you can do your lecture live and then record it. So that way, students can go back to your lecture, and just in case they missed something or nag-CR break sila, meron silang hindi naintindihan, pwede nilang balikan. And good way for continuous lecturing without any disruptions. 'Di ba sa classroom pag kami maingay na estudyante nasisira yung flow of thought natin, nasisira. So parang ganito rin, no? So yung iba nga lang parang a little off, no? Talking to yourself in an empty room. So may iba ginagawa, naglalagay sila kunwari na may audience, naglalagay sila ng stuffed toy sa harap nila, kunwari yun yung kausap nila. So merong mga ganun, no? So just to simulate what a classroom environment is. So ito, katulad ng ginagamit natin today, Facebook Live, you can also broadcast through your channel in YouTube. Eh, malay nyo, dumami followers nyo, pwede nyo i-monetize, no? Kumita pa kayo bilang isang blogger or YouTuber. And meron yung tinatawag nilang Twix for live streaming. Or you can use a third-party app tulad nito, yung StreamYard na ginagamit natin. Okay, next. Lagpas na pala tayo sa oras. Okay, so you can also use an application as a library. So wala tayong physical library, pwede na tayong gumamit ng Google Books, no? Internet Archives, and Project Gutenberg. So okay, so next. Ito, pwedeng storage of our files. So, merong mga maliliit lang yung hard disk. You can subscribe to online storage services, for example, or OneDrive, Google Drive, or your iCloud if you're a Mac user. So next. Okay, so how do we conduct tests? How do we give tests? How do we assess our students? So meron mga online platforms where you can do that. Number 1, Kahoot. Can use Padlet and Socrative. So these are online assessment apps, no? Where you post your assignments, your homeworks, and examinations. And then yung estudyante, yung format na exam, hindi yung boring na exam na parang nakaupo sila sa classroom. So ito yung medyo may konting music, may background music, merong konting mga graphics, parang hindi boring for our students to take an exam. Okay, next. Okay, so you can also conduct virtual field trips, no? Merong apps available online, no? Pwedeng, halimbawa for history, no? You want to show them certain landmark, historical landmark. So pwede natin puntahan. There's Google Expedition. Ito yung pinaka popular as a 360 virtual 360 site, no? Meron din Discovery VR at meron din tong uh, landmarks VR. So, pwede kayo mag virtual field trips. Next. Okay. And if you want all of that in one place, no? Kasi iba-ibang ano yan, iba-ibang software, iba-ibang developers, medyo nakakalitong aralin lahat, no? Maybe you can ask your school to subscribe to a learning management system. So dito you can post, you can send your material, content. You don't have to email. You can upload directly in your learning management system. You can also post assignments right there. You can also give an exam right there. You can also have virtual meetings right there. So that way, hindi ka na palipat-lipat. So you can ask your school to subscribe to a learning management system. So andyan yung Blackboard, Canvas, yung Brightspace, okay? And then ito yung medyo may budget, Google Classrooms. It's free. Google Classrooms is free. All you need is a Gmail account, no? Pwede kang gumamit ng Google Classroom. And also you have Microsoft Teams. Microsoft Teams comes in standard together with your Microsoft Windows 10. If you upgrade your Windows 10 to the latest version, magugulat kayo, bigla kayong magkakaroon ng Microsoft Teams. It's become standard with Windows. So pwede nyo rin yung gamitin as LMS where you can talk to your students, chat, virtual meeting. Pwede ka magbigay ng assignments. You can send emails. Mga ganun. So, next. Ngayon, ito ngayon ang challenge sa atin, no? So, ang challenge sa atin, sabi nga natin, the role of technology today, ganun pa rin naman, hindi nagbago. But it has become more vital. It's become more important today. It's still a tool, pero it's more vital in our daily lives, in our profession as teachers. Kailangan natin siyang matutunan. And this is the best time to do that, no? To be a techie, no? To be a master of these online platforms. It's a good thing. Malayo pa yung pasukan. August pa. We still have 2 months to do that. So, kayang-kaya natin pag-aralan yung mga lahat na yan. Basta given, meron tayong hardware and reliable yung network natin. And you know all of this. Sabi ko sa inyo, pagdating ng pasukan, it will be all a breeze. So, importante rin na naplano natin yan. Ano? So, hindi tayo aasa lang sa technology. We should plan ahead. So, ginagawa naman natin yan as architects. Na tayo magaling magplano. And, yun lang. Sabi nga dito, technology, iwanan ko po kayo sa inyo itong isang kasabihan. Sabi, technology will never replace teachers. But a teacher who cannot teach with technology will be replaced by another one who can. So, isipin po natin yun. Kung mahal natin ang trabaho natin bilang mga guro, bilang mga teacher, it's about time that we up our skills, to learn new skills. Hindi po siya mahirap. Huwag po kayong matakot because we have been consuming technology. Matagal na. No? Ginagamit naman po natin yan. So medyo may bago lang, madali natin ito matutunan. Before, ganun din naman. So we don't know how to send an email, how to send a text, pero natutunan natin eventually, naging madali na para sa atin. Ganun din po ito. So no need to fear. trust yourself, you can do this, so that coming school year, planchado na po lahat. Hindi tayo kakabahan, hindi tayo matatakot. All is well, and God is good. So yun lang po. Thank you. Sorry for the overtime. At sana po, no? Naka-inspire ko kayo ng konti na darating na pasukan, gagalingan natin, mag-aaral tayo. So hindi lang tayo basta magda-dump ng pag-aaralan. Kasi may mga teacher na gano'n. Upload na lang lahat ng yung buong semester, bahala na kayo dyan. So hindi po ganun dapat. So we have to interact with our students. We have to connect with them. So para malaman natin, natututo ba sila o hindi. Yun lang po. Maraming salamat po. And good afternoon po.
Thank you, Joey, Sir Mervin.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Yes, Sir Mervin. Maybe we could entertain two questions, no? One is actually coming from Architect Mondueña, from our current UAP District Director of C4. He's asking if you are aware or knowledgeable about Lark Suite, which is an e-classroom recommended by UNESCO. Have you tried, or probably are you aware of this, and what can you say about this e-learning
e-classroom? Yun po yung mga online, marami pong ganyan, marami pong mga online platforms that offers free courses online. Ang dami mo, you have Coursera, yun po yung binanggit nyo, yung Larks. Harvard, for one, is offering free online courses. Regarding po dito on e-learning, so marami rin pong resources online where we can see, no, ano ba yung what method fits our yung teaching style, no, pagdating sa classroom. Marami pong gano'n. Mahaba pong mahabang balitaktakan yun. No? Andito, technology lang to. This just one aspect that we're talking about, no, for the new normal to succeed. Pangalawa dyan, yung paano natin siya i-deliver, no? How do you use technology and how are you going to deliver? Yung pedagogy. So, yung importante din po yun. So, marami po yan. Hindi po tayo mauubusan. Kaya wag po tayong matakot na mag-aral.
Alright.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Thank you very much. And personally, I can attest, no, that Architect Mervin Go has been instrumental in UST, no, for facilitating and assisting all of us, especially in the time that we were doing, shifting or transitioning to online mode in our university. And I believe this is parallel to what Architect Mervin is saying. I always believe that the change, the change is actually a process. It's never the product. So when we experience changes in our profession, in our life, it is a process. No, it is never the end point, and the product there is the product of the change that we are doing. Now, the other questions I think were already answered by your presentation. So I don't think we need to repeat them. No? Anyway, for the benefit of those who have missed some parts of this assembly, this will be this is already automatically recorded, and they can just go back and review the presentation as what you have suggested earlier. So again, Sir Mervin, in behalf of UAP Commission on Education, we would like to thank you for your sharing.
You have been selfless. Salamat din for inviting me.
Yes. Architect Mervin immediately said yes to us, to our invitation, in spite of a very short notice. The way, the amount of time we have prepared for this assembly, medyo maliit na oras lamang po. But we are so grateful that Architect Mervin, as well as the 4 other speakers that we have this afternoon, have been so selfless and immediately said yes to the invitation. So thank you so much, sir. with the last presentation of architect Mervin, we were able to complete the 5 sharers that we have for this assembly. And our intention here is for us to still be connected, no, in the time that we will not be able to meet face to face or physically, probably in the next for the rest of the year, no, as they have said, for as long as the vaccine is not developed yet, we will still have to be, very vigilant in protecting ourselves, and that means our profession, the way we exercise our being architects, and the way we exercise our being course facilitators in the academe will be greatly affected. And we have decided to bring this assembly theme for you, so that we could be able to at least help you in the littlest way possible, no, and address the concerns and apprehensions that all of us are experiencing. We know we are in the most trying times in our life, but we will have to proceed and carry on with our life and the challenges that go with it, no. So again, I would like to thank the speakers or the sharers, no, led by Mr. John G. Velasco, the VP of Jollibee Foods Corporation; Architect Chona Ponce, the Dean of National University; Architect Raymond Ko, the Chair of Academe Industry Linkage of UAP; Architect Mervin Go, an e-learning specialist; and of course, the Honorable Chairman PRC Board of So I think we are now concluding the program. Thank you so much for attending. It's been a wonderful 4 hours of engagement, virtual engagement. Stay safe po. Maraming salamat, and congratulations po to all of you for reaching this far in the assembly. We are still more than 200, no? And wala pong bumibitaw, and nagpapasalamat po kami because you found the topics, the speakers to be very interesting and engaging. So thank you very much. Maraming salamat po. Mabuhay po ang mga arkitekto Pilipino, mabuhay po ang UAP.